Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is said to have many different twists and turns as well as surprises in this film by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one great thing about this film is that we do know that Adam Driver is going to be portraying the character of Kylo Ren in a completely different way by J.J. Abrams, who wrote the character in a specific way and fashion in order to make him go down the dark side a whole lot more in comparison to both The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to various shot descriptions and concept art descriptions for the first act of the movie, this is where things begin to get very exciting for the character of Kylo Ren, Darth Vader, and even the Knights of Ren. Now, specifically, shot descriptions consisting of a rear shot of Kylo Ren watching a shuttle landing on a landing pad that is said to be the return of the Knights of Ren, where it's said to be a moment in which Kylo sees the Knights for the first time in roughly 1 year. The next describes the ramp of the Knights' shuttle lowering where the Knights are wheeling out the armor of Darth Vader that is said to have been stolen from the acolytes of the Beyond by the Knights of Ren. Another describes Kylo walking over and examining the armor, where he rests his hand on the charred armor. Another describes Kylo placing all the pieces of Darth Vader's armor on a table in the shape of a body, where the last piece he rests on the table is the melted helmet as seen in The Force Awakens. It's described that this is before the scarecrow figure of Vader is put together from the Knights of Ren. The next goes over Kylo Ren standing in front of a large hologram of Darth Vader that is said to be life-sized and is similar to what was done in Solo: A Star Wars Story with Darth Maul's hologram. It's said that the Vader hologram delivers new dialogue and is speaking about the Beyond, where Kylo shuts it off and turns around to witness what the Knights put together, which is the scarecrow figure of Vader's armor. So I want to go over a couple of parts about all of this. Now, we do know that in the very beginning of this movie, it's all about setting up that backstory of Kylo Ren and exactly, what's really inspiring him to stay as Supreme Leader of the First Order and the Knights of Ren's introduction in this movie. So in case you guys did not know, the Knights of Ren are going to be explained in great detail in Episode 9 by JJ. One of the big plot points is that the Knights of Ren have been away over in the Beyond for a whole entire year. And that's exactly why they were not actually in both Episode 7 and Episode 8. That's exactly why J.J. Abrams is writing it in that way. So the other piece that I do want to go over is how they stole the Darth Vader charred armor from the Acolytes of the Beyond. Now, in case you guys did not know, the Acolytes of the Beyond are dark side worshippers. They worshipped, Darth Vader, they worshipped Emperor Palpatine, and so on and so forth. Now, do I believe that these are the same exact Acolytes of the Beyond that we all read about in the books, such as Aftermath and Empire's End? I don't think so, because they would be way too old. I think that this is a next generation of the Acolytes of the Beyond that are located within the Beyond, where their Darth Vader armor was stolen by the Knights of Ren, obviously. Now, this is where things begin to get pretty interesting when it comes to Kylo Ren as a character, is that he eventually walks over to the armor and has a moment and reminisces with the past about his grandfather and who he really was, placing his hand on the chest plate as well as the other pieces of the armor that rest, inside of this material. Now, what's really intriguing to me the most is how J.J. Abrams is really bringing back Darth Vader in a very similar fashion to what he did in The Force Awakens, where he's looming in the background, right? That's the type of thing that I love about this movie, is that, yes, we are going to be getting Force visions and dream sequences and flashbacks and whatever have you that will include Darth Vader in the flesh, but there's also going to be sequences like this where you have the artifacts of Vader, right, that play a significant role in Kylo Ren's journey from start to finish of this movie. Now, that leads us to the hologram of Darth Vader, and this is where things begin to get very exciting, is because the hologram of Darth Vader is said to deliver new dialogue related to the Beyond. In case you guys did not know, the Beyond is going to be a very important role in Episode 9, whatever it really is. We're not quite certain exactly what or where it is in the galaxy, other than that it holds the origins of the dark side, the light side, the Force, and the galaxy in general. After his death, he's not alive. Kylo Ren is listening to this hologram, getting new hints and clues about the Beyond, and he carries this hologram from start to finish of this movie. So, what I like so much about the whole entire first act of the film so far, it's really about telling the story about Kylo Ren, the Knights of Ren, and exactly, what their place in the galaxy really is, and explaining little tidbits here and there about the beyond that brings the Knights and Kylo on their journey and on their quest in the second act of the movie to the Dark Spire. Now, obviously the Dark Spire is going to be the equivalent of Rey going over to the Lost City, which is a Jedi and Sith location underneath the surface of an unknown world. So guys, like I say, everything seems like it's really coming together with this movie. Everything seems amazing of what JJ and Chris Terrio are trying to do, especially from what we saw in the teaser trailer with the Death Star 2 wreckage. You can really see all the different callbacks to the originals and the prequels already. Anyways guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gonna hand, we are alone again. No, I'm not one. From night to moon, we hear them moans again. No.